Welcome to another episode of CrafterCast, where we focus on specific topics related to modern content management for digital experience applications. Today, we're going to talk about building content-rich applications such as modern enterprise websites, corporate intranets, customer portals, e-commerce experiences, even OTT video apps on AWS. My name is Mike Vertel. I'm CEO here at CrafterCMS, and with me today is Russ Danner, our VP of Products and Customer Success. So Russ, let's kind of kick it off by talking about AWS and why it's a great platform for building these types of content-rich applications and digital experiences.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. And when we think about these types of experiences, what we're talking about is scalability, reliability, security, integration, and so on. And so I think AWS comes with the right stuff in those areas. I mean, you've got an infrastructure that spans over 30 different regions. You've got a huge variety of services of all kinds, from the very basic infrastructural services to higher level services that can help with things like content authoring and content management and so on, and to their SDK and their API, which make them easy to integrate with. So at the very foundation, I think we find a platform that is well suited for supporting these kinds of experiences.
Great. So let's drill into some specific AWS services. Here at CrafterCMS, we run CrafterCloud, our own SaaS offering on AWS, and we leverage many of these AWS services. So let's talk about specific services provided by AWS that we leverage and others can use while building these content-rich digital experiences.
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I think there are too many services to list. So let me just give a couple examples at different layers of the solution. So at the infrastructure layer, let's start with compute. And for that, we use EC2 at the foundations of our compute infrastructure. And then we layer on top of that EKS, which is the Kubernetes and Docker layer, which gives us a multi-region, serverless, stateless environment to operate in. For storage, we use services like EBS and S3. For security, we're using technologies like AWS Cognito and AWS WAF. And at the edge, we're using AWS CloudFront for CDN and AWS Lambda for edge computing. And then there's a service that we use in both authoring and delivery, which is AWS OpenSearch. And we maybe talk a little bit more about that later, but a key service for us. We also do a lot of OTT video delivery, which you had talked about kind of when you introduced the topic. And for that, we're using Media Live for live video encoding and Media Package. And on the authoring side, we use a variety of services to assist content authors with their work. So for example, uploading video on demand assets and transcoding those into different formats and resolutions. We use Media Convert. We use AWS Translate for translation. We use AWS Recognition for content enrichment. And there are just many other services that kind of fit into that sort of vein of work effort. And then on the delivery side, we're using services like AWS Alexa and AWS Personalization, and again, search.
So I think let's drill into search. I think that's very important for any type of content-rich application and any content-managed application, because you got on the content authoring side, you want to be able to find content quickly, you want to tag it with metadata, you want to categorize it. And then on the delivery side, you want to deliver personalized experiences. You want to give your audience the ability to search content. So talk about how we use AWS OpenSearch service within CrafterCMS.
Like you said, OpenSearch is a key technology for us, and a lot of CMSs don't actually ship with search. You've got to integrate something else, and so we believe that the platform's got to come with search capabilities, and we think they got to come with great search capabilities, and OpenSearch certainly is that. On the authoring side, We provide really rich, faceted search capabilities for authors to be able to find and reuse content. And we've tried to build search capabilities into all of the activities where we think it fits, where content authors are building or looking for content, searching for content, and combining content. On the delivery side, I think you highlighted some of the ways that we use it. And if I could just kind of like reiterate a little bit, certainly any kind of search experience you want to build, keyword searches, faceted navigation, recommendations, all can come from our integration with OpenSearch. It supports those things really well. In addition to that, we can support more advanced use cases like personalization.
Right. And as a decoupled CMS platform like Crafter, where we have content authoring separate from content delivery, I think it's important that you can deploy the content authoring system and the content authoring application in the regions where your content team is, whether that's in a single region or across the globe. But usually those are within 2 or 3 different regions to reach your content team most effectively. Whereas your audience might be different from that. It might overlap or might be an expansion of that particular deployment. And like you said, with AWS, over 30 plus regions, you can deploy the content delivery system to reach your audience specifically. So what's on CrafterCMS's roadmap for further integrations with AWS and building on top of the AWS platform?
Yeah, number one, more blueprints. So today you're going to find things like our Alexa blueprint, which is an Alexa skill already integrated out of the box. We also have a video center already integrated with the Elemental services for live and on-demand video. It's sort of a private YouTube. And there's many others, but we're going to be doing more of those. And you can find those in our marketplace. And speaking of marketplace, we're going to be doing more plugins with services. So today, again, you can find integrations with specific services like Media Convert and Translate and AWS Poly for speech to text and so on. But we're going to keep building on that library of integrations and putting them as plugins in our marketplace so that you can integrate those with any digital experience, not just the ones that are our blueprints. And then at the infrastructure level, we're going to be making more of our CloudFormation templates available so that you can spin up the infrastructure that we run in CrafterCloud or similar to it in your own AWS account.
Excellent. And I would say AWS is putting a lot of effort, resources behind generative AI technologies. And so stay tuned for integrations with those plugins, blueprints, leveraging AWS's AI ML capabilities. All right, so that's a good summary of AWS and why we think it's a great platform for building content-rich digital experiences, how we use AWS in delivering CrafterCloud to our customers, and why it's a great platform for building any type of content-driven application. Thanks again for watching today, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next CrafterCast. Have a great day.